Here we are asked to find cosine theta, given that sine theta equals negative 2 over 3 here, and 180 degrees is less than theta, which is less than 270, which we'll get into what all that means in a little bit. First of all, to solve this, I'm going to use the Pythagorean trig identity that we know, which is cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1. So how I can use this to solve is I know what sine theta is. And again, I'm not actually even looking for what theta is. I'm just looking for what cosine theta is. So I don't have to find exactly what theta is. But what I can do is I can plug this in to this equation. So I know that I'm taking cosine squared theta plus, I know sine theta is negative 2/3. I am squaring that, and that equals 1. Now, all I have to do is solve for cosine theta. I'm just doing some algebra here. First of all, I'm going to evaluate this. So I end up getting cosine squared theta plus negative 2 over 3 times itself is 4 over 9 equals 1. And now I'm solving for cosine squared theta. So I'm subtracting 4/9 from both sides, which gives me cosine squared theta equals 5 over 9. And now I got to get rid of that square, so I'm taking the square root of both sides. So I get cosine of theta equals the square root of 5 over 9. When I take the square root, don't forget it's positive or negative. So we're going to have to figure out whether it's positive or negative. Let's simplify this radical a little bit. I know root 5 over 9 is the same thing as the square root of 5 over the square root of 9. I don't want a square root in the denominator, so I really get square root of 5, and the square root of 9 is just 3. So I know cosine of theta is either positive root 5 over 3 or negative root 5 over 3. And the way that we figure it out is that we are going to use what we are given here. The degrees, or the theta, is between 180 and 270 because we're given that sine of theta is equal to negative 2/3. If we think about that on the unit circle here, what we're saying, remember, sine of theta represents our y value on the unit circle. So we're saying that the y value is negative 2/3. So really there's two possibilities that our cosine theta could be, or our x value. It could either be positive or negative. And the way we need to figure it out is that when we see what's in this red box here, now I'm going to point at it in blue, that the theta is going to be between 180 and 270. I know 180 is here and 270 is here. So that means that my angle is going to land somewhere in there, which tells me that my x value of this point, or my cosine of theta, has to be negative because it's to the left of the y-axis. So what that means is that my final answer here, cosine of theta, equals negative root 5 over 3. And that's my final answer.